You first. I've seen with my own eyes the way that vaping has completely got a generation of teenagers hooked that would never have gone near a cigarette. And when I see the colours and the flavours and the bubble gum and the ice cream and all that, I just despair. And actually, John's perception there that this has been a regulation problem and that he shares some of my frustrations. What's the solution?
Well, actually, I think I disagree with you, Bev, because I think a lot of people that would have tried cigarettes are now refusing to use that product, which of course we know is extremely harmful, dangerous, full of chemicals. Not that this stuff isn't, but I think they're using vapes as well as nicotine pouches seem to be pretty popular in my generation. But at least on it, you know, with I mean, I'm sure there'll be more research down the line that will show up that shows how damaging it is, but it seems to be the least harmful solution for people that are still looking to get that fix. And I also am not sure how much the government should go in and regulate it, right? I think, you know, being able to partake in things that, you know, whether that's keep you awake or, you know, uppers and downers, whether that's alcohol, cigarettes, any mix of all of those chemicals. If you want to put that in your body, that's, I think, your prerogative. You know, it's not a choice that I'm personally going to make, but if you want to do that to yourself, go ahead. I don't know what it's like in the UK, but here in the US, I know several people in my life that have been cigarette smokers for 10 plus years, and they've actually used well, for example, it was Juul. Juul was the first kind of vape product that got really popular here in the US, and people were able to actually buy different strength pods. So they would start at the 90%, and then they'd go down to the 60%, and then they'd go down to the 20%.
Yeah.
And so they were actually able to wean themselves off of the smoking habit. So, you know, I've actually seen it be a positive thing in
But
people's
people don't
lives.
want to stop. That's why they do it. They want a vice. It's the greatest point that was made. People need vices. They have them. Reduce as much harm as possible, so they don't, you know, check out early, and that's what we have to. Hold on a second.
And what you find is the day that you try and quit is the day your life gets really stressful.
Yeah,
I mean, well, I think life is designed to be stressful, right? And so again, I've gone to people that I've been close with in my life and been like, hey, you know, you've got a really bad habit, and this is a way to get rid of it. And so kudos to you.
Any addiction specialist would say that it's not a physical thing. Addiction isn't. It's a mental thing. It's a spiritual thing. You have to put that over it, or else you'll just move on to the next.
To be honest, talk about moving on to the next thing. The vapes are going to be superseded by the pouches now anyway. This conversation is going to date very quickly because, as to Victoria's point, the pouches, the chewing of this stuff, boy, that is popular now, isn't it? That is the next thing. Have you got any experience of it?
Well, Tucker Carlson's all in on his pouch brand, but yeah, I mean, on Capitol Hill, I know. You know, I'm up there, I cover it. Staffers are going, instead of going and taking, you know, 5 cigarette breaks a day, they're just popping the pouches. You see them on the hallway. You see them take them out before their lunch.
Spit them out in the loo in the men's bed. It's awful. It's terrible.
But there is some. So I was just going to say,
I mean, it is more socially acceptable, like, to be frank, right? Because, you know, if you're just there and you turn your head away during a meeting and you shove it in just because, you know, you're having a stressful day, which again, like in a city like this, it is stressful, and doing jobs similar to what we do are stressful, so that's how people cope with it.
Maybe that's where I'm going wrong.
To Bev's point, though, I think that, you know, as Bev was saying, you know, I probably take in more nicotine vaping, but with these pouches, like, you know, I wouldn't, for example, vape on a meeting, but I can put one of those in a meeting, so I can just have nicotine all day long. So it is an issue.